Welcome everyone to the Watchlist, your virtual weekly TV guide right here on the Latin Nerds Network. We're going to go over all the shows, documentaries, films released on streaming over the past week, give you our best recommendations or non-recommendations as the case may be. And of course, at the end of the show, letting you know what's coming out over the next couple weeks so you too can create your very own watch list. Joining us as always for live from Houston is Senor Chewy. What it is, what it was, what it shall be.
What's going on, brother? What's happening?
All good. Half the country's sad, half the country's happy. It doesn't matter because there's a lot of stuff to watch on TV, at least in the next couple weeks. And that's all we could ask for at the end of the day,
At least
right?
for now. At
We,
least
we,
for now.
we can control what we watch on streaming, and that's what we're going to do. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe to us. We appreciate it. Hit that notification bell, the like button, and let's get on with it, Chewy. Not a big week, actually a smaller week. I know next couple weeks are much more dense. A lot of big shows coming out. Very excited about. We'll get to that in a moment. But let's start a show that I had no excitement about because I don't watch it. But I know you do. It was the part two of the latest season of Outer Banks on Netflix. And I keep asking, is this the last season? No.
I thought it was, but then I saw something that season five is the final season, so maybe not.
Oh, kind of when they usually do the part one, part two kind of thing, it's usually, not always, usually assigned that to the last
That
season.
was my impression, but I saw something somewhere. It may not be accurate. That's coming back for the final season.
Oh, so we
So
got one more season. I know you like the show, and I assume it's still going
yeah, man. I
strong.
don't know why you never got into it.
I just never got into it. You miss after one. It's like, it is what it's a lot of shows. It's really hard to catch up. I'm gonna catch up on this show, and that is why we say here on the show, right? If we're gonna make you go back and watch, it's got to be something that's really like worth the time. Like it's a must-watch
Hey,
kind of
man,
show, right?
all you need to know is it's got a great heist. So that's all you need to know.
Fair enough. So there you go for those who weren't aware. So yeah.
Actually, it's treasure hunting. It's not really a heist, right? It's a treasure hunt.
How many episodes is this? Out of curiosity.
I've got 10 episodes a season, I believe, if I'm not
Oh, the ten.
mistaken.
So they did 5 and 5 kind of thing. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Kind of pulled wasn't Cobra Kai, which we'll get to momentarily.
Well, Cobra Kai is 15, is three
Well,
parts,
15,
so
but which is unusual. But this is the
yeah.
last season, so I guess they wanted to really string that out. So, I get it. Netflix channel. At least Netflix is more and more subscribing to the let's kind of split them up kind of thing.
A
You
little
know,
bit, yeah.
I would like to see more of it, but whatever. I'm thinking the opportunity will present itself with Squid Games. I'm not sure what they're gonna do about that. I'm kind of curious if they that'll be a show to do weekly, to be honest with you, for them anyway. But either way, neither here nor there. Next one, we got a documentary, another alien one. We got one last week, the Manhattan one. This one here is more straightforward, investigate aliens. The name of the documentary on Netflix. Kind of as the title says, right? Investigating the sightings and people's accounts of their interactions, believe it or not, with aliens encounters and ETs and yada yada yada. Chewy on the watch list or not?
Uh, Interesting enough. Um, yeah, I think so. I mean, like I said, I've only seen 2 episodes, so I don't know where this is going. Or they're investigating it, first 2 episodes for some things in Brazil, and then the whole cattle mutilation that's been happening for years. I've heard about it and stuff. Um, I, I really, I mean, I just, there's another one on MGM Beyond, right? That's more focused on the alien, UFO aspect, right? But there's some crossover because this guy's been investigating for 30, 40 years now. This stuff, he's a reporter out of Vegas. And so I mean, just fundamentally, I mean, they don't really. What I wish they would do is really dive deep into the possibility of extraterrestrial life, right? And not so much people's accounts, but what is the likelihood? And none of these that we've seen really ask that question for whatever reason, which I don't understand. Um, and they can't really explain because no one has the answer. All right. I know we had these hearings a couple of years ago and whatnot. And of all those hearings, what came out of it? So, have you seen any proof? Have you seen any green men anywhere?
Nothing.
There was witnesses that said they existed. Okay, well, uh, Where's the pudding, baby?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes the subject so fascinating because you can't prove it, disprove it, right? And definitively, and it
No, but I mean,
depends what
look,
side of the
look,
camp you fall on in terms of okay,
there's enough empirical mathematical data to prove they're more than a possibility, it's a certainty, right? So then you have to get that question, well, where, which then that's a little harder to do, and is it possible to communicate, which in a traditional form, that's a near impossibility. And just, I'm not going to get the physics or the limitations behind it, so where there could be contact, but none of these seem to explain that, and so that's my only issue with that premise, right? You investigate all this stuff, but do you have answers? No, not really. You're making assumptions. You're relying on photographs, videos, people's account, which that's relying on eyewitness testimony is highly suspect, as we've seen, and even in that fake one, right? Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
it was fine. And they said, well, this lady had, cataracts and stuff, can't really see. And so I'm like, well, okay. You're not really showing me anything,
it's amazing how
right?
there's never any clear video. It's always blurry and stuff, and every show,
It's
anything
just
you
just
see,
like the chupacabra and Bigfoot.
it's all the same thing. But I did hear years ago a joke. If we want, he made a joke, and I'm gonna kill a joke. But basically saying that that the problem with Bigfoot and people taking pictures is blurry is that Bigfoot is blurry, and that's what he looks like. So that was kind of the only reason it has to be because every picture is never clear. I think he's just blurry. Maybe the aliens are too. I
But
don't know.
I want to be crystal clear. Yes, extraterrestrial life exists. All right, and it can come in
Yeah,
many forms. It could be intelligent life.
I'm down with
There's no
that.
there's no doubt about it. Will we ever be able to physically communicate? No, because they are so far away. I mean, what's our closest star?
Well, not
Light years away.
light years. It won't be in our lifetime, but
That's being able to travel speed light,
yeah,
which is again, that's a physical impossibility. Just
for
physically.
now.
I'm saying it can be achieved. Not real. No, it's not for now. It's impossible because just the
Damn
energy.
it, Hollywood has proven it can be done.
So Hollywood hasn't
So
proven
I'm a
shit.
stick. Gotta
Now
believe,
you
baby.
can get into wormholes and with a Heisenberg bridges, but which is physically mathematically
Right, right.
possible.
I mean, it's always
But
a possibility,
but
but I think what makes these kind of documentaries fun, right? Because you always speculation. So if you're into that kind of thing, I like
it's
this one better
it's
than
highly
last week's one, to be
speculative.
honest with you. So if you haven't seen the other one, you're looking for something like an alien documentary, I'd rather have this one than the
Yeah,
Happy.
because that kind of shows both sides, right?
Right.
That and then they say who had proof that okay, well, this is utterly ridiculous because X Y
Of
Z,
course. Yeah,
and so
exactly.
and
Yeah.
they make you it lets you decide on your own. Okay, well, what side do you follow? But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so, but like I said, it's like I said, it's your classic alien kind of thing documentaries. Nothing exciting, nothing new, but still solid. Next one, Bank Under Siege, will stay with Netflix here. This Spanish show, Joder, starring an alumni from Money Heist. If you those, it's probably the biggest Spanish show, I guess, most
All right,
popular one, right?
there's a couple of
Well, a couple of them, yeah, definitely, yeah. So they make their rounds. But here, this one, they're based on true events, loosely based, sure, but still based on true events. Back in 1982, there was this famous, and I guess famous in Spain, a bank robbery slash hostage situation, where these would-be robbers in a bank had about a couple of hundred of hostages. And of course, now there's a journalist investigating a situation. There's authorities trying to intervene, and the military. And the thing is, it may not be a bank robbery. They are demanding for the release of the individuals who were part of this coup that was attempted on months before. So now it's just a political thing. Just a straight up robbery. Is it both? Who knows? And that's what the show kind of gets into. Six episodes, I think, or 8 episodes. I think it's going to be, or six. I don't know. That
yeah,
said,
limited.
yeah, the limited series. I think I've seen three so far. I'm actually enjoying this. I thought it was better than I thought it was gonna be. It's very real. It starts off, boom, here we go, bank robbery. It just from the get go. It kind of reminded me of Money Heist, so it just kind of gets into fast, very weight paced, entertaining. It's interesting story because it is true, and trying to find out what happened. I kind of read on it, and yeah, it doesn't exactly follow to the T what does. but it's still
It's been
fascinating. Yeah, interesting turn of events.
dramatized for television purposes.
Of course, they gotta make it drum. But I'm enjoying it. It's actually much better than I thought it was gonna be. Definitely in the watch list, Chewy.
Yeah, I mean, this is up there, like the pleasant surprise, just like the other Spanish show on Apple Plus.
Oh no, plus yeah,
We do it, couldn't do it, yeah.
yeah. You would
Would
do
you
it
do it
too.
too?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
that's what
would
it's
do it
called.
too. So again, also some Money Heist alumni in that show as well.
True. It's a common
Like
theme.
there's a very limited pool, I guess, of great Spanish actors that they got to share in between shows.
There's a theme with the actors from that show, and as far as the quad, there's another show coming out next week that we'll talk about later on when announcements
Okay.
coming out that we'll have another Money Heist alum.
Oh,
Here or
okay.
there. Um,
No, it's
but
good to see that they have to eat again.
no, they gotta eat and they deserve to eat. That was a great show, of course. Very popular, very fun show.
But yeah, yeah, enjoying it very, very well. It cracks me up sorry, I have to mention it. I'm not sure if they have these hats anymore, but I'm not sure. There's a certain division within the military. They have those weird looking hats.
Oh yeah, yeah. They kind of look like a old
uh,
school pirate hats kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
not even. I don't know if old
Well,
school
I don't
fire
know,
hats are
or a
good
kid
too,
made
but
pirate hat. How about that?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's so jarring. I look at them like, what the hell are they
yeah. No,
thinking?
it's very weird
I don't
when I
know,
saw
something
it.
traditional, like Guardia Civil, what division, I don't know. But
Uh,
it's just
those
that's all.
Spanish, I
I just
tell
make
you,
it come.
I understand Spaniards.
I don't think they're in use anymore because we haven't seen them in any of the
No, it's
modern
not a long time. But
TV shows.
no, yeah, but
Don't
it's
put
kind
it
of it was funny to see that. But no, it's a good show. I did enjoy that one, so I
Mhm.
recommend on my side, on our side actually. The next one, yet another again, Citadel spin-off show, Honey Bunny. This one is called 6 episodes. We just had Citadel Diana on Prime, which was okay. This is also on Prime. This is more the Indian version of Citadel or the Indian branch of Citadel, I guess. I don't know. Um, Actually, I actually tend to see four of these, and by the fourth one, oh, this is they finally mentioned Citadel. So the first episode, I'm like,
That's what I was waiting for. I'm like, I've seen three. I'm like, where's the
yeah,
Citadel
like that's what I'm thinking. Like,
connection?
okay, this is just another spy show, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why is it called Citadel? They just put Citadel just for the name brand. I don't know, whatever. It's just Citadel. But there's actually now a tie-in. But episode four, they finally mention it, so
Okay.
fine. So there it is. But this one here, obviously, we have a woman, who protecting her daughter. I guess they're both out of whatever organization they were part of, Citadel or not, and she's on the run. They kind of tell the story back from '91 when she first joined this
Yeah,
organization,
yeah.
got
She
the
was really
training, became a
recruited
spy.
out of
Yeah,
nowhere. She was an actress. She was recruited.
yeah,
Probably. Oh, she was willing, but the head boss was not really willing to trust her, and
mm-hmm.
so that's later great right there. Now we'll fast forward 20 plus years or whatever, how many years,
Yeah, and it goes back and
and
forth between both timelines as far as what's going
yeah,
on.
yeah.
They're going after her, and she's on the run, and et cetera, et cetera. Um, I'll say this: I think it's better than Diana. I don't think it's great, but it's better than Diana. I think it's because there's a struck better balance of levity, and the show Diana's a little too serious for its own good at times. Um, it's okay, but I gotta say this: the action was just one scene in episode four in particular was pretty freaking good. It really was. I had a friend of mine who saw episode six. He said he loved episode four's action, but the sixth one is even better. There's a
Oh
lot.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, the action was really well done, and it is up to that point. But episode four really like, oh wow, because mainly because of the choreography, but it was all most of it one shot, one take. What he edited in one take, it could have been different, but it's shot a certain way. And he said it reminded him of Extraction, particularly the last episode. And I was like, okay, looking forward. But that fourth one did have episode in the beginning, like, oh wow, a cool sequence into one take, and I love that because you see the action how it flows, and it just ups the ante as far as that goes. I'm enjoying it. I did learn that this is actually a prequel to the actual Citadel show
Okay. I did
because
not know that.
it is not a spoiler. It's not a big deal. It's not part of it. They don't even. You have to know because I looked up the cast list and I saw the name of the little girl, the daughter on the show. Her name is
Oh, that's
yeah. Then her name is
okay.
Nadia, and of course is the
Okay.
Nadia in the original Citadel. I actually looked it up. I was like, is the same girl? And maybe it's a coincidence because she's Indian, of course. And
Yeah, because
yes,
this place is the current this it goes back times, but this is actually in the 2000s where
right. This
most
is
of this action.
2000, right? So
Okay.
she was like eight,
Okay.
9 years old, and the Citadel's in 2030, whatever it is. So she is
Yeah,
20 years,
yeah, whatever.
right? So almost 25 years. Yeah, so she's in the 30s. So yeah, it's actually a prequel about robbing her character. Just don't focus on her character. It's kind of like a side thing, but it's her. So I was like, oh, there's the other tie-in. So I didn't know that, but I'm enjoying it. It's good, entertaining, decent action. it's fine. Bet on Diana if you're into that world. The spy thrillers, yeah, this is up there. I'll give it a recommendation, Chewy.
Yeah, I mean, the very first, at very first, I thought that the actions were cheesy because this is one scene, and then I realized he was actually acting within the
Oh,
show.
the beginning of the show.
And it's like
Yeah.
he's on a
Oh yeah,
motorcycle,
yeah.
jumps on, starts shooting people. I'm like, okay, I'm about to ready to jump
No,
off,
no, yeah.
and
It's a
then
see, yeah, a
and then
scene
it
where
comes out and
yeah, he's
the
at the
harnesses, the
motorcycle.
strings. I'm
Yeah,
like,
he jumps off a
oh,
ramp and
okay,
he's shooting them and like in
yeah.
three stories up in slow motion. I was like, but it was
Yeah, and
he
and now that and killing the guy, like knocking him off. I'm like, what the f is? I mean,
yeah, yeah. Now
Marley went to the extreme what
no,
this was, man.
I agree. I was like, but I remember the trailer. He's like, oh, he was a stunt man, and
Okay,
he
see,
was on a
I didn't
movie
really
shoot.
remember.
Yeah,
I didn't remember that. Okay, so I was like, I
yeah,
saw that.
yeah. I
I'm like,
remember the
what
trailer.
the
I'm like, oh, this is the movie. Or it's a movie within a movie, kind of deal.
f?
But yeah, but you're right. That was intention. That's not. Yeah, nobody get
But
fooled.
then, then they have to get chase scenes there and
Yeah,
stuff, and so the motorcycles in the car, and so yeah, I'm glad that
yeah.
we get better coming up.
No, no, yeah, yeah. But it's enjoyable. I like this one. I kind of like. I'll probably finish it by tomorrow, no doubt. The last one here. This is the main course. Who are we kidding, right? And that's Arcane, releasing its 3 episodes, season two, season and last season, unfortunately. So it's kind of bittersweet here.
Yeah, yeah. See, I don't
Yeah,
understand why, but
yeah. I mean, oh, we're gonna get an ending, so fair enough. This is one. This is when you put Arcane and whatever and keep going at it. Pull a Citadel after this, right? Just Arcane this and Arcane that. What the Indian version of it? Do whatever you want to do in Asia.
I mean,
All
they
good,
could. I mean,
fine. Do it.
this is made. I mean,
Arcane.
obviously,
League of Colombian Legends, and just do it like that, and just League of X Legends, whatever
I'm in.
nationality, and
I'm
you know,
in, dude.
and just keep going.
Uh,
And it's funny because like I was thinking the show drops like at nighttime. I thought last time it dropped like at 9 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock at night. If I remember, maybe I'm wrong. Dropping it's doing 3 episodes, per week every
yeah,
Saturday.
here we.
And then like 10 o'clock, whatever, I finished watching episode of Bank on the Siege, and I'm like, all right. And I saw Arcane, and it says play now. I'm like, wait, already? I was like, oh. So I got to watch 2 episodes. Only time to see one. So I saw two. Probably watch one later on before football starts because the show's that good. But the first season was fantastic. One of the favorite shows, best animated shows on Netflix, which says a lot because I have a good bunch of good shows.
Well, no, I mean the company that makes it's a French company. Because I looked them up because I'm helping my son trying to
Oh,
make
right,
the
with
list
with the art, yeah, yeah.
apply to it. But they only have offices, I think, in France, Spain, and one other place. So there's no U.S. office. And I'm like, ah, yeah. But the animation is
Oh,
unique
I love
to
the
say the
animation.
least.
Yeah, it's very unique.
Obviously every animation show there's a different there's different style,
Mm.
right? And how it looks and how the layer the action, the characters, how they render the things, 2D, 3D, so on and so forth. But this is very unique in its style. Matching the game, I guess, somewhat, because this is based off a game
I
of
didn't play the game, so I don't know, but yeah.
League of Legends, Riot Games, right? Yeah, I never played the game, right? But I've heard about Alex and saw the show. When the first episode, first season came out, it was loosely based on characters in that story. But this is just amazing, man. It just looks great. The story, voice acting is just really, really good. And the only being 2 seasons is even more remarkable, right? Because you can create a complete story arc in like 20 or in 18 episodes,
But 18
but
because it's gonna be 9 and 9.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but to do it so well and to have it look as great as this looks is something else.
Yeah, and listen, first season. I mean, and listen, and so far it's great, right? And I liked the first episode focusing on one side, and the second episode the second side, so they didn't kind of convolute it. Put both. You could have done both things in one episode. This was kind of just focus and focus. I'm sure they're gonna now bring them together in the third episode. The show's great, man. It's maybe a top 10 Netflix show. Period. I don't know if that's a bold statement. Maybe it is a bold statement. Not to me. I think it's top
The
10.
only bad thing is only 2 seasons.
Yeah, I
That's
mean, listen.
that's the
As long as
only
they stick
that's
to
the only
landing,
mark against it, which is
that's
I'm assuming
I know,
I know it's gonna
but I'll say
I
this:
know it's gonna sit down.
I'd rather get two great seasons than three good seasons and a bad fourth
I mean,
season, right? Like, I guess it's got to end one. I think Umbrella Academy suffered from that as an example,
true,
right? Where
but you're not great, for 1 or 2 seasons. Great is over an extended period of time, right?
well, great
It-
for
it-
however the show lasts, right? Because the intention was 2 seasons, and they
well,
gave
I mean, when you qualify as the best shows ever, then there has to be a length to it because
and that's
it's
fair.
it's a lot easier to do one
Sure,
great season, 2 great seasons, and then all of a sudden the writing drops off, or people stop caring, or people switch, whatever. And we've seen it many a times, right,
Of
where
course, it happens
you
all the
know
time.
either by choice or because Netflix or whoever forced them to do short seasons because the viewership wasn't there. And okay, we
Which
gotta
happens
wrap
all
this
the
up.
time, right? Or they shorten it.
Yes.
And like, again, I'll use
So
Umbrella
when you
Academy
say
because that's the newest example. But
when I qualify great, greatest of all time, there has to be a certain length that it maintains that because it's easy to do two great ones and you're not given the chance to do anything else. Okay, you're done. Versus, okay, you have the viewership, you have the pull, you have the back, you have the companies backing you, and you maintain that greatness and that level of execution for 3, 4, 5, 6. Obviously anything beyond that is truly,
sure.
probably unheard of going forward because it's very difficult to maintain that greatness.
I guess, yeah, and that's a fair argument. I mean, if I, for me, I would put in the low end of the top 10, right? If I'm looking at all the
Yeah,
shows, I wouldn't put in top five, and that let's not get excited.
yeah.
But definitely, I mean, like I said, this could end so good, it may supersede that
And may
premise.
propel that to the conversation. Yes.
Right? It's like, oh, damn, it was so awesome. Fuck, okay, it has to be whatever, right? Particularly when it leads into the League of Colombian Legends, then now it's like, oh my god, it's like the story continues. Um, you know, but no, it isn't that great. This is the show I'd say go back and watch for people who haven't seen it. Now, this is the kind of show it's like,
I have to. It's been such a long time. I went back and watched the
well, I
last
did because I
couple
want to
of
refresh because it had been a few years. But
yeah,
I mean,
I
yeah.
was like, okay, what happened? Where did things leave off? And this literally picks up like seconds after
Oh
the
yeah,
end
like
of
immediately after the events of the first
episode
one,
nine,
yeah. And
right?
yeah, but
Literally,
yeah,
the
that's
aftermath.
why I saw. I wanted to come refresh. I saw the whole thing last month. Over a period of a month. But yeah, this is a show I tell people go back. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, this is worthy of going back. It's only one season you have to binge anyway, so it's not like you have to watch 2 or 3 seasons of a show.
No, no,
Like Outer
no.
Banks we just talked about. It's just too much. But now it's only one season. Go back and watch it. It's really good. Even if you're not into anime, it's not anime. It's animation. Anime is different, right? Anime is not just animation style, but it's also kind of storytelling, right?
Mhm.
This is your more classic animation
Yeah,
in terms of storytelling, whatever the case is. But no, it's so good. It's such a good show. Like I really enjoy, it. And I'm glad they're giving us 3 weeks, right? We get to at least enjoy the meal over a course of time, right? Over the weekend, all right, Saturday night, maybe Sunday morning, I'll watch one or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, fantastic show. It keeps going. I'm really curious. They got to stick the landing, of course. It's all contingent that they stick the landing. I'll say this now. Maybe the ending sucks. I'm like, oh well, never mind. All right, that would suck because the bar is here. It's set the bar, right? We don't want to get Game of Thrones. That's all I'm saying. I was disappointed. But yeah, absolutely must watch it on Netflix, dropping its 3 episodes. Again, next 2 weeks, man, it's packed with a lot of crap. So first off, we got on the 13th, The Sprint. This is a documentary, season 2.
that's good. Very love season one, man.
No, no, I'm not saying a lot of crap, and not in the bad way, just a lot of crap in general.
Oh, okay,
No, I mean,
okay,
like,
gotcha.
a lot of crap, a lot of good shows, a lot of stuff. How's that? My bad. It's better word. You're right. But Sprint was a really cool, documentary focusing on the sprinters and with like Noah Niles, for example.
Yeah, that was
Um,
that was a lead up to the Olympics, and now we get the
of course, the Olympics
Olympics and
themselves, and
post Olympics. Yeah.
exactly. I mean, that's the suspense is not you don't have that level to it, but then going into what the athletes go through, and there's a lot of personality. Shakira. I keep saying her name wrong. I forget her name, but either way,
So Perry Richardson.
Richards, thank you. But yeah, focusing on not just Americans, like Jamaicans and all that, but it was actually really well done, very entertaining. So looking forward to that. On the 13th as well, we got Bad Sisters season 2 on Apple Plus. Underrated show. We don't, even you and I don't even mention this show, right? But I like this one. This is a group of sisters
That season
who,
one, man, it was very interesting. It was
yeah, I like
a
season
murder
one.
mystery,
Yeah,
I
murder
guess.
mystery.
Yes,
Yeah, I think it's sisters who trying to cover up the murder of what the
the
accident. I
husband.
think the accident killed the husband of one of the sisters, or it was purposeful. I don't remember, but I forget. But the husband died.
I have to go back because I know we saw we liked it, but I can't remember if one of the
Yeah,
sisters, if the wife killed him or someone else killed. I think someone else killed him, but I can't remember.
yeah,
I
no,
guess
but
we'll
yeah,
get
they're
the
trying to
recap
cover it up,
this
and
episode. Yeah.
authorities are getting close, and the sisters are trying to band together, and they're kind of dysfunctional. It was actually kind of a dark comedy. I actually like this show, so I'm glad season 2 is coming out. On the 14th on Prime, Alex Cross. This is a detective show, right? I guess is a detective who's also a psychoanalyst or whatever the case is, however you want to say it.
Isn't this done based on a character that what's that guy? Perry or Barry?
Perry Mason.
He no 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 no. He
Oh,
does a lot of these movies and shows, black focus. Um, he's God, everything. I have to look it up. I'll find it.
We'll have to look that up. But yeah, but this looks interesting. You know, I like detective shows, and that's like, I think he's
Mhm.
after like a certain serial killer, so that's already I'm already engaged as it is. Same days, a lot of stuff coming out. We got Say Nothing on FX/Hulu on the 14th. This is a show spanning several decades, Irish, right show I think it is, or it takes place in Ireland or whatever the case is. And so I guess a mother goes missing, and they kind of explore that aspect when the turmoil that goes on in Ireland has gone over for the last 30, 40 years, however long it's been. So I'm kind of curious about that. On the same day, again, Max is a show we probably will not be talking about next week, but we'll bring it up now because for
Oh,
whatever.
stop,
And that's of
stop
course
it.
Harry Potter, the Wizards of Baking. It's a baking
It's actually
show.
on Food Network and Max, but yeah,
Okay,
it's
whatever.
it's
Fine.
a baking.
I like fake
Hey,
food shows, just not Harry Potter
we
guy.
love cooking shows. Don't even go there, dude.
Of course, I
Okay.
was cooking. I just said I'm a cooking show guy. No doubt about
Alright.
it. I don't know if I'll be watching this one in particular, but I get a lot of fans of the genre and of Harry Potter. You're melding the two. I get it. Gotta get Max. Max gotta eat. Let him eat. On the 14th, yeah, this on the 17th. Is actually the 14th on this one. That's
Oh,
the Day of the Jackal. This is on Peacock.
well,
This one
Peacock.
yeah, this one starring Tokyo from Money Heist as well, who's in this one.
Yeah.
But we got
Oh,
Eddie Redmayne, who's Oscar-winning talent, so he's brings credibility to the role. He plays an assassin who's eluding the authorities, and he's obviously a world-class assassin. This looks very interesting.
oh, wait, I remember. Tyler Perry. That's who I was.
Tyler
That
Perry,
was the
thank
guy.
you on the Alice
Tyler
Cross
Perry.
one.
Thank
Yes,
you.
there you go. Okay, there
Yes,
you go.
yes.
I
So it's
got you.
based on our characters
Correct.
or stuff that he's written. I'm not sure if he's involved in the show, but it's based on a character that he's written books on, I believe.
Okay, well there. I knew that's her name. But yeah, sorry. So either way, yeah. So Jackal's coming out. Looks very interesting on Peacock. I'm not sure if they're dropping everything or just one episode or two, whatever.
I don't. And they've done both, so I don't know. I hope it's just
Yeah,
once a
I
week.
hope it's one. So maybe drop two and then
Most
one.
recently, most of the shows have been once a week. That they had the one that big heist one with Muhammad Ali. That was weekly,
It was weekly. Even
and
Teacup was weekly
yeah,
as well.
Teacup was week. Well,
Um,
that was 2 episodes a week, which is a little odd, but okay,
that
fine,
was odd,
whatever.
but at least it
Yeah.
wasn't. But it was 30-minute episodes. But either way, at least maybe they're adopting that format. So I hope so because it lets breathing room to watch all these shows. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
And on the 15th, can't wait for this. Silo season 2. We love
Mhm.
season 1. Must watch TV on Apple Plus. If you haven't seen it, that's a show you'll go back and watch. It's really good.
Absolutely.
Very science
Me too.
fiction based show. So that's kind of your thing, your jam. This is a really good show. Rebecca Ferguson stars in this one. I forgot the guy's name. The guy who's married to Susan Sarandon. Whatever. Who's in Bull Durham.
Tim.
Tim Robbins. Thank you.
Tim Robbins.
Tim
Thank you.
Robbins,
Yes.
right? He's one of the other big names.
Common.
Yeah,
I forget Common.
Yeah, Common's in here as well. He's very
He
good. So,
gave us a great drop at Comic Con.
yeah, but
The free
wasn't he?
roll.
I thought he was nominated too for an Emmy. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought he was on this one.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I could have sworn I saw that Emmy nominated Common, which is not a common thing to hear. Get it?
Was this show or was because I know he was also in another
I'm not sure if it's this
Western.
show or another show, but I mean, his name was attached to Emmy nominated or
He was
winning at the time.
Anson Mount. That was a
Yeah,
great Western.
yeah.
I can't remember the name of it, but he was one of the on that show as well. So I met him for that show.
Yeah, and he can also, you actually saw him, he actually thought he can take on the Wick Man one-on-one in part 2. That was a very mistaken.
That is true.
That was very
That is
misguided
true.
thought process by Common, but we'll forgive him that because he's in Silo and he's a
But
really,
he didn't die.
really
He
good.
didn't die either.
No, he did.
So.
He did kill him. He did kill him in the train. Yeah. He left him with the knife on him. He left the knife. And he told the guy he can put it out and die.
Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot about that. Oh, okay. I
yeah.
was thinking at the club
Oh
initially.
no, initially no,
Didn't
but
die
then
there, but
afterward.
I didn't realize after. So I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
I'll give Common credit. He went toe to toe, but come on, stop. Either way, but a great show on Apple Plus. And then on the 15th, we got Cobra Kai releasing the second part, 5 episodes of his 15 episode run. I think next one's in January, maybe February.
I believe
I
so.
think so.
Yeah.
So what can you say about the show? This is your classic Taco Bell show. It's shit. It's made of shit ingredients, but goddamn, it's 2 in the morning. I'm drunk and I love it. So it is what it is with this show. I don't know what it is. It's bad, but it's good at the same time. But that's coming after you guys weren't aware of it.
Easy,
Uh,
bad. You don't care. It's entertaining.
it's
It's fun.
entertaining and I love it. No, I don't make no bones about it. It's a guilty pleasure. How about that? Next one we got on the following week, we got Paramount releasing Landman.
Hmm.
They usually wait till a show ends. 'Cause I know it's Tulsa King's last episode, so usually they wait, put it on, but whatever.
Was this week is this last week of Tulsa? I can't remember.
No, one more. There's
I
one
haven't
more.
seen.
There's one more.
One more.
Yeah,
Okay, well that one ends and this one begins. Yeah, this
yeah.
one stars.
Usually they wait and go, but either way.
Ham.
This
Is
Tyler
it
Sheridan? No Tyler
John
Sheridan.
Hamm?
Yeah,
I,
Scott
I
Ham.
I think it is because you know how he is with I mean he's just dropping and
Oh yeah,
dropping and
Tyler
it's like
Sheridan. He's got a
he,
contract with
he's
Paramount.
a non-stop roll. He can't stop, man. It's like
Yeah, I
holy
mean he's
cow.
a lot of shows
John
attached to him.
Hamm, yeah, John Hamm
Billy Bob Thornton.
and Billy Bob Thornton. So this
Yeah.
is basically an oil an oil Yellowstone. I think
That's
how best
exactly
I
what I
see
was
it.
thinking. That's like Yellowstone competing oil companies, and when they're
Yes.
you know maneuvering to gain full power. You know how it goes, and the rivals and yada yada yada. But you're right. That's exactly what that is. On the
I'm gonna
same
watch.
day,
I'm gonna watch, man.
yeah.
I'm
Since
loving it.
since Penguin ends tonight, Max still gotta eat. So besides the baking world, Harry Potter, we got Dune: The Prophecy, of course. Very curious about this one. Is a
Beautiful.
prequel thousands of years before the events of the original Dune, at least in the film or book, whatever the case is. Focusing on the witches. I forget the name of the whatever whoever they are, but whatever. But yeah, so if you're into Dune, this looks good. It's Max and it's Sunday night prime time, right? after jump. So that's gotta
Yes,
say
yes,
something.
yes.
Doesn't mean everything, but it says something. On the 19th, we got the interior Chinatown. This is a
Mhm.
comedy. I haven't seen a trailer, but I saw Taika Waititi's name on this, so that's good or bad, I guess, depending.
I'm not sure.
But
Based on the book, so based on the book.
yeah, it's based on a book. I think there's an actor in Chinatown. It's a low end kind of actor who was thrust into stardom because he witnessed a big high profile murder or something like that. That's what I know about it. But whatever. Taika Waititi's attached. Hulu
Let's see.
does pretty well, so why not? On the 20th, we got Our Oceans. Of course, this is your classic, on the
Uh,
water documentary on Netflix, which looks beautiful and very informative. I would definitely give it a gander. And we got on the 20th on Netflix Adoration. This is another very familiar sounding premise Netflix kind of does with the girls went missing or something. There's investigation, and of course secrets are unraveled. It's whatever.
what?
Just put Citadel on this one. This is kind of their version of Citadel, just missing girls. They just whatever. It could be good. Don't get me wrong. Cruel Intentions on the 21st on Peacock on Prime.
This is yeah, making a series out of the '90s movie,
Yeah,
if I'm
nice
not
movies.
mistaken.
Reese
Okay.
Witherspoon is in that one as well. Is starring in that.
Oh yeah, Ryan Philippe
Ryan Philippe, yeah, right,
and
and
Sarah Michelle Gellar
Sarah
or
Michelle
whatever her
Gellar
name
at the
is
head
now.
of her powers at the time. Yeah, I mean, this couple of kids using the power to destroy other people's lives and they kind of just enjoying it. So we'll
Yeah,
see. I mean, whatever. The movie wasn't great, but whatever.
classic
Maybe the
movie.
show's better. On Peacock dropping two. Look at that, another one. Based on a true story, season two. This was Kylie
Mm-hmm.
Cuoco. On this one, I like season one. It was okay. It's a kind of comedy where
Yeah, this is the one where they yeah, this is a serial murder one.
yeah,
And obviously who was getting into the serial killer
podcast,
podcasting,
yeah.
so they tried to, I guess, create one or invent one instead of being a real.
Yeah, but I think they end up meeting. I don't even know, but yeah,
Yeah,
they have an interview with the serial killer, or maybe he is. I
yeah,
don't know, but
yes.
yeah, yeah, they're trying to do
But
a
I
podcast.
think that they were doing it as a fake, but he was really a serial
Right,
killer.
right. Unbeknownst to
And so
them,
they
and
find out, and they obviously now into it because they know who he is and they know who they are, and so they're
yeah, and he's
it's a
still
little wacky,
and he's
but
still
it's
killing.
very interesting.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's an issue, but it's a decent show. So that I think that one they probably might release all episodes. That sounds like a release dropped all eight or whatever the case is. And then on Stars, we got a show that I swear to God has been going on since I was like five. And that's Outlander. It just seems like it. I think it's his eighth and final season. It's 8 seasons, but it's really like 18. This is like Supernatural and shit. The Simpsons. But yeah, it's just dropping. Finally, its last season. I don't watch the show. I know you do. You're a fan of it. And obviously, it's been
I do,
around.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
I
been
was
around
about
eight
to
seasons. It's got to be good.
I got the stars because I'm watching Sweet Pea, and I was about to cancel, and then I saw Outlanders coming, like, oh, well, I guess I got to keep it for a
It's like,
couple
all right,
months.
another month, fine.
Damn it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know you're a fan. I mean, listen, obviously, the show has fans. It's 8 seasons. The last, you're doing something right, right? So for those
Hmm.
who like Outlander, it's coming out, of course, on the 22nd. So there's a lot of things, and that said,
And there's two other things that obviously are not new, but they're coming on streaming. This week, I think on Tuesday, we finally get Wolverine and Deadpool on
well,
Disney Plus.
of
I
course,
loved it in the theaters, and I'm gonna watch it again and again because
well,
it was hilarious. It
uh,
was so good.
obviously.
My wife hasn't seen it yet because I saw it for son and with the summer, so I
There
got to
you
see it with
go.
her.
She'll definitely enjoy
And
that.
then next week, I got another one that I also from Comic Con where it was a big panel. Alien Romulus dropping on Disney Plus on the 20th.
Okay,
first.
which is okay, which wasn't bad. It just wasn't bad.
Oh,
I actually liked it. It's not it's a great film. It's relaxed. It's not
yeah, but I mean,
it's
look,
one
man.
of the better Alien. Again,
Yeah,
the bar's
definitely.
low with the Aliens franchise, but
Barlow or not, it brings it back to, because obviously, we've been talking about these franchises, these IPs for years, and they keep
sure,
making crap stuff.
of course, which is what I said.
Alien versus Predator, Alien versus Jason, whatever.
Just a new
I
Predator,
mean,
and yeah, and I think the
all this other
well,
stuff.
Prime's got Citadel Aliens coming out in a couple months, so
Okay?
no, that one sounds
So
good.
it was good to see the where it is possible to reinvigorate,
No, no,
rebring,
it was good. I liked it.
reboot. It's not even a reboot because it's now telling us still within the universe they have to make things up or retcon a bunch of stuff and still give us that
Yeah,
feel, right?
it harkened
That
back to like the original in terms of the tone and stuff like
yes,
that.
yeah,
So,
the jump scare,
uh,
the real
yeah,
jump scare
yeah, it
and
was
stuff,
more of a
and still
horror-ish
still
film.
being alien related, which man, come on, it's
It,
Christine.
it was good. Like it did what not as good as this film overall, but it did what Prey did for the Predator franchise, essentially, kind of.
Absolutely,
Yeah, because
yes.
Prey's
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Prey, I think Prey's a better film, but both kind of rejuvenated these properties, which we were begging for some quality. So let's see if that
Yes, yes.
continues. I have a friend who actually and you know him, Johnny, and
Mhm.
you should probably make fun of him on the chat when you get a chance. But
Oh,
he's
oh.
a big movie buff and all that. So he claims he's a younger guy, to be fair. But
Well, he's not a fantasy football buff. I tell you that right
well,
now.
obviously, listen, it's two different worlds, right? It's not easy to juggle both. But he watched the Aliens before I did because he works at AMC theaters and stuff. And he said, "Oh, it's really good. I really liked it." So I went to go see it, and I was like, "Yeah, it's solid or whatever, but it's not the original, or it's not the original, but it's fair. It doesn't have to be the original."
Uh-oh.
But yeah, it's not
Uh-oh.
Aliens, and he's like, "Oh, I've never seen
Uh-oh.
Aliens or Alien for that matter."
Really?
So why even go watch this new one and you haven't ever seen Aliens? It's embarrassing. I keep
How
telling
is
him.
that even possible? I mean, I know it's a little movie, but how is that
He
possible?
to say I've been trying to tell him. He finally, I have to ask him what he thought about it because we're gonna go see Gladiator 2 in a couple weeks on a
Okay.
screening, and he's like, "Oh," man. I'm like, "Ah, it's not gonna be as good as the original, but I hope it's good." He's like, "Oh, I never seen the original." Oh my god, and that just sparked like commotion within the group we're all in at the theater and stuff. So you gotta watch it. How can you not watch the first Gladiator, or whatever? So I think he took a picture. He had it queued up on his thing. So I gotta ask him what he thought about it. So
Okay.
at least finally he saw that. Or at least I think
So
he
wait,
did.
but Alien or Aliens? Oh, you have to go back and
I
watch
don't think
both.
he's seen either one of them. He hasn't seen either one of them.
Oh, for the love of
I
fucking
told him to watch
Christ.
Aliens. That's the better one, I think, me personally.
Well,
Um,
but I mean, you gotta watch both because
Alien's
they're
good,
both.
but it doesn't. I've seen it recently because we went back and did like rewatch it with the wife and the kid. It was good. It just doesn't hold up. The horror elements don't hold up because the horror movies back in those days don't hold up now. They just don't.
Well, I mean,
It's still good and it's still Alien, still classic. Oh, of course, all that. But for me, Aliens is you can watch. I think I even saw Aliens first before I saw Alien.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, we
Yeah,
did
so you
see
can watch
Aliens.
Aliens and like okay, because you know the gist, right? Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean he's seen Alien Romulus, so okay, you know what? It's not like it's oh well, who's this? But yeah, there's you need to say something in the chat. You need to watch it. I told him it's free. Max has it, and Hulu has it. I know we're getting way off topic,
Yeah, I mean, you
but
can
it's
find it
it's there.
everywhere.
It's free. 'Cause he wanted to pay for Gladiator. Obviously, he
Now,
did.
the only bad thing is the Max doesn't have the extended
The
version,
extended
which is
version,
the better
yeah, and
version.
we saw that, and
Or
yeah,
do they?
no,
Oh, actually, no.
I
I think
didn't
they
see it.
might. If you go to extras,
No, I
actually,
did.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't know. I'll
If you
double
know, if you
check.
go to if you go to Disney Plus, the extras. So
Oh,
if you find
Disney Plus,
Aliens
of course, has
and go to Disney Plus,
aliens.
and you see versions, you can find the theatrical and then the
Yeah,
extended cut.
you're right.
That's where, because I
I
saw they sent it
totally
recently.
forgot about that. So that's the life
Yeah,
lesson for this week. If you,
Max doesn't have it, but Disney because
yeah,
they
you're
own
right about
obviously
that.
Fox.
That's right. So
They have
anybody
that
out there, you
version.
haven't seen Aliens or Gladiator, shame on both of you. Go watch it.
Yes.
And I heard actually
Now
somebody, I heard
those
saying
20
Gladiator's good.
minutes make a big difference because it adds to the story and makes things make sense.
No, no, I agree.
Right.
Agree. Yeah, it's always Cameron's been known to do that. Even like the Abyss, what that was better too, on the extended
Mhm.
version of that. But yeah, so yeah, those are. But yeah, go make fun of Johnny. He's got to go see it. It's a disgrace. And I forgot the Disney Plus, which he has. Either way off topic. But either way, we'll discuss more about Johnny's habits next week. Apparently, if you have time, there's a lot of shows coming out. Next week we'll talk about those on Sunday again. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.